Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. De Los Santos, Podiatry, postgraduate year 3. We're about to start a live session with Yona. Let's see if we can reach them out. So, just a little bit about me. I'm just started on call. We're going to wait. Hey, Yona, how's it
Hi
going?
there, doctor. Nice to see you.
Good. I'm just waiting to see if a couple more people would sign in before we
Okay.
do it. How's your day so far?
It's going well. I just actually finished general medicine as my last class today, and then I just finished the quiz for that with Dr. Zier, so you know how that goes.
Wow, Dr. Zier.
Yeah,
Wow. So, he taught stamps, if I remember.
he did he? Wow. He's
Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty ancient, I
Yeah.
should say.
He used to play basketball with a lot of I think the Oakland before they were Warriors.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like 6'3".
Yeah, he's tall. He always tells us that he likes playing basketball with a lot of people.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Hopefully we can get a little bit more people. But
Yeah.
dude,
Hopefully.
I
I
just
think
finished. Sorry,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I just finished. So I did 4 surgeries today. It's my first time on call.
Oh, wow.
Uh, Started rounding at 6 in the morning, so that
Uh-huh.
means I had to wake up at 5.
Sure.
Get here at 5:30. Finish all your notes by 7:20 in the morning. So I got 9 inpatients.
Okay.
But 7:30, I started off with a hyaluronic acid injection,
Mm,
HA,
okay.
and it's called manipulation. So it's big in orthopedics, where if you have hallux limitus, flexible hallux limitus, you can literally almost remove all the scar tissue of the big
Really?
toe. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So you can actually hear the cracking
Wow.
when
Okay,
you do
now
that.
definitely have to look into that. Be
Uh,
really interesting.
So there's the first MPJ, greater manipulation, and also the cuboid. That was used a lot in the early 90s, a cuboid manipulation for people who had lateral overload, lateral foot
Okay, that
pain.
makes sense. Yeah.
After that, we did what's called a 4-foot slam,
Hmm.
which is all hammer toes and the big toe. So you fix all the hammer toes. So usually each one takes about 15 to 20 minutes. So 20 minutes times 5, that's
It's
close
not
to,
bad.
yeah, it's pretty.
That's really good.
But and then we had to choose whether to do a K wire or not.
Sure. Yeah.
So we ended up doing K wires on the second and the third. Um, and then finally, my longest case started at 12:30, and I just got out at 7 p.m. here. So about 6 hours.
Well, I'm
Um,
glad I'm glad that you're
that
free now.
Yeah. So non-union of a talar navicular joint, um, removal of hardware. Um, the cool. Do you know the medial cuneiform, the big
Yeah.
joint?
Yeah.
So it was a Charcot patient, meaning diabetic, that completely collapsed. So
Hmm.
they removed the medial cuneiform, and we put in a 3D scanned one, like a 3D bone model,
Yeah.
specifically
Wow.
for the patient.
That's really
That's
cool.
that's like next level
Yeah.
stuff.
How long did that surgery take you? Like 2 hours, 3 hours?
No, 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah, I just finished. So, because then he added an X fix, external fixator
I know.
with
Yeah.
the ring.
Wow.
That takes
Yeah,
about an
that
hour.
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, and then we didn't do. We were gonna make an Achilles tendon lengthening, but we
Yeah.
ended up not doing it. But okay, I think we got enough people. So
Okay.
Yona, go ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you from and what school? What year?
Yes. So I was born and raised in Los Angeles. If you guys don't know where that is, it's in California. I mean, I'm a UCR grad, UC Riverside grad, and I'm a third year podiatric medical student right now at CSPM in Oakland.
Nice. How's third year compared to second year now that you finished
Oh,
both?
third year is amazing. I absolutely love third year. I think second year was the most difficult year of my podiatric career so far because I was taking pathology, pharmacology, microbiology, just all these intense, crazy classes. And then on top of that, you're not, the way my whole mindset was is that I'm not studying for midterms. I was studying for the boards essentially.
Yeah.
So when you're in your second year, you have to think long term for these boards. And after finishing midterm second year and then looking forward to boards was just crazy to me. And I studied for a month and a half for that. And
Yeah.
then right afterwards, I get straight into clinicals. But just being done with boards and being done with my second year classes, such a relief. I have clinic Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and only classes on Thursdays. So third year is really, really nice and chill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Once you get over that hump, I think every second year that is going into third year feels that
Yeah.
like they're finally, hey, I can go to the beach, I can watch a movie. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially those last 2 weeks, it's like just keep pushing, going through it.
Yeah.
So you just finished boards part one, right?
Boards part one, yeah.
So I'm about to blow your mind. So I just finished boards part three.
Okay.
Okay, this past Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Yeah.
and it's so long that they split it into 2 days.
Wow.
For the first, yeah, it's a surgical boards. The first day is forefoot on a Friday, and the next day, Saturday, is rear foot. All right, and what they do is they have case studies. So it's
Mhm.
12 case presentations on just forefoot, and
Yeah.
it's usually what we call in medical school zebras, which is like the super most random thing you can think of.
Yeah.
The thing that you didn't study for, the cancer that you can't pronounce or spell, like that's on the
That's
boards.
on boards. Yeah.
Um, for example, I had a 13-year-old tarsal coalition, which is bone on bone union, right?
Yeah.
But you take out the bone and send it to pathology. I didn't think much of it, and then there was a part two to it, and then
Sure.
ended up being an osteochondroma.
Huh.
So it's like the latest thing you can think of,
Yeah.
and yeah, dude, it gets longer and it gets harder.
I'll probably learn more about that as I get through my residency career. I know we took one pod surge class about that. I had a great, amazing guest speaker for that, for all of the cancers for the bones regarding the lower extremities, especially. But it was so hard. It was just so much information, and there's so many differences, little nuances that you just have to know, but rarely anyone sees it in
Oh yeah,
clinic. So, I mean, this is our specialty. We have to know everything about anything, right?
yeah.
So, I'm looking
And
forward to hopefully learning about that in the future.
how about how was your day today, like as a student? What rotation are you right now?
So actually, I'm gonna be starting my private clinical rotation month next week, next Monday, and this month, September, I actually had off. So I was actually um, just trying to just catch up on like tutoring and video editing for YouTube, and just trying to learn some things from Crozier. As you probably know, Crozier is just one of those manuals that you have to prepare, like read for when you go into your residency interviews. So I'm trying to do that beforehand, and it's helping me prepare better for going to clinical situations because when I go present in clinic, my biggest problem is not knowing a lot of diagnostics or diagnoses for certain conditions.
Yeah.
So I could say that something is a plantar fascia, but I want to learn, I want to know more. I want to know more, and I like to present better in front of doctors. So right now I'm using Crozier to help with that, in addition with Prism for my radiographic findings.
No, those are great resources. Hopefully, once you go to ACFest and all that, I actually got to meet the person who wrote Crozier and who wrote
Really?
Prism.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh, that's
actually
awesome.
practicing physicians and they speak. So it's kind of
Yeah.
weird because right before they present, they say these are my um, if they're part of a like I guess manufacturer stuff or they have to release like oh I did this that like anything they represent. So
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it until those two said, "Oh, that's a picture that I've read like my whole life."
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Especially Prism, which is that unique like picture of a flower with the
Yeah,
mountain.
it's the unique picture
So,
with the flower mountain, yeah, in the front.
uh, other than
So
that, so actually, what do you do for your spare time? So you're now bored. So what do you like to do? I know YouTube. You're a
yeah,
YouTuber, but
I
what
think
else?
I think so right now it's COVID, so it's really hard to hang out with friends, especially in the Bay Area, seeing that there's the air quality right now is horrible.
Yeah.
But I like exercising. I love exercising. I think it's the biggest stress relief, especially after class. I just like to just de-stress through that and just not look at my phone too much, not look at anything, and just focus on my workout. I also like it's weird to say, but I also like looking up food recipes and trying like making different types of food on my free time. I'm actually I'm pescatarian right now, but I'm trying to eat plant-based throughout the week, 3 to 4 times a week. Shout out to Diksha for that because she's vegan. So I've
Yeah,
it's kind of rubbed off on me. And so I try to eat plant-based as much as I can now. But other than that, that's pretty much what I do in my free time. It's not
yeah,
anything incredible, but it helps me get through school, and it's the only time I have. So
yeah.
yeah.
And tell me a little about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so the YouTube channel, started that during my during the last, or is it second semester of my first year with
Yeah,
Diksha, and essentially that was inspired by us seeing that there was not enough resources out there for podiatry or for prospective students to learn more about podiatry, and essentially it was just something that me and Diksha always thought about before we met. And we thought, hey, might as well we just combine both of our minds together and start making videos and start helping students out. And ever since then, we've been growing our channel, talking to just branching out to a lot of students, to a lot of prospective students, helping them out with their personal statements, with whatever questions they have about podiatry school. And it's really nice to see that our community as a whole is growing.
yeah.
And I love this idea that something through YouTube and something through Instagram or social medias can make a really big difference in impacting this field and making a positive outlook for our field in the long run. So it's our little baby project that we were doing on the side, but we're slowly growing.
No, yeah. Obviously, I'm a big fan of it, and I
Yeah.
think has it been a year and a half now? Close to
Yeah,
two.
it's almost close to two. Yeah, it's almost close to two. So yeah, now with third year being more it being a little easier in my time, I'm going to start making more vlogs now. I think that's something what a lot of students like to see is a day in
Yeah.
a life, and I'm working on that currently with Diksha and just showing you guys more of what it looks like to be a medical student, a podiatry medical student nowadays. So I'm going to start putting out videos on that too, and more of our clinical experiences. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to share that in the future.
Awesome. Have you gotten
Yeah.
a lot of feedback, like from actual people wanting to go
Yeah, lots of
to
feet. I think me and Diksha probably get probably 6, 7 messages a day just from prospective students just asking us different questions about podiatry school, and it's really nice to see that we're actually influencing a lot of these students to really look into podiatry school because uh, I don't know, maybe during your time, podiatry school was not in the radar of most students, and
Yeah.
people have bad stereotypes and bad stigmas about podiatry school. And we're trying to break that. And knowing that there's a lot of Instagram accounts out there who are really doing a good job promoting this field, such as yours and ours, it shows that we're really making a dent for actually impacting students who really want to consider this as a medical school career. So,
Yeah.
or as a medical school profession. So it's really nice to see that, and we're just working our way up there, and we're doing also a bunch of podcasts during October time. So we're
Wow.
really busy with that. So we have a podcast every weekend starting in October. So it's gonna
Wow.
be
What's the sneak peek? What's the first one?
I
Or
we're gonna probably share that in our story. We're just making sure we're tightening things up with whoever we're talking to right now, and then we're gonna share that later on that everybody sees. So we're gonna keep that a little secret between us for now.
wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
yeah.
So
So
I guess let's head to the this. So you're one of the mentors of PrePodiatry Life. So tell us
yes.
about why did you want to apply to be a mentor?
I thought it was the perfect option for me, especially knowing that I run a YouTube channel with Diksha. I have an Instagram account dedicated to educating the public about podiatry and helping prospective students learn more about podiatry. So I thought it was the perfect outlet for me to give back through. And it was just a perfect opportunity for you to set up something like that. And I instantly jumped on that. And I thought, okay, this is perfect. This is just another way for me to spread more awareness about this field, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. So it works perfectly.
Okay, what does podiatry mean to you?
Podiatry mean to me? I think podiatry to me So essentially, podiatry is, I like to look at it based off my experiences of how I've had multiple foot surgeries growing up. And each surgery was done by an orthopedic surgeon. And I don't have anything against orthopedic surgeons or anything like that. It's just the outlook of podiatry being very conservative and being very hands-on and knowing to get to know the patient on a personal matter and not looking at them as just another number, not just another patient, to me was something that represented more and reflected more of my morals. And this is why I got into this field, because it meshed well with how I wanted to be as a doctor and how I wanted to give back to the community. So that's essentially what podiatry means to me, and it's molded me more to be a better person now I am today. So that's essentially what it means to me.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so I kind of gave you one of the topics as a mentor. Can you talk a little bit about that, what you wrote?
So are you talking about shadowing the
Hmm.
doctor?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so for shadowing a doctor, I think a lot of students, I always talk to a lot of students who always ask us through our Instagram, how do you connect our personal life with podiatry? How do you make this real clear-cut connection? And I like to tell students is when you're shadowing, you should always shadow. And I think it's a requirement now for 7 out of the 8 schools now.
Yeah.
It's a requirement. So essentially you have to shadow. But when you're going through your shadowing experience, I think you have to answer the underlying question, which is why do you want to enter this specialty? People need to realize that podiatry is a very specialized field. It's a very, very niche thing. So when you enter podiatry school, you already know what you're entering. However, you don't want to find yourself 2 years into podiatry school, $200,000 in debt, and realizing this wasn't the field for you. So I encourage everybody to shadow as much as they can, um, but also don't don't listen to people who say you need a shadow 4, 5, 6 months. I don't believe there's a timeline in shadowing. I think you should shadow, again, to answer that underlying question, why podiatry? And also go into it with an open mindset with a bunch of questions to ask podiatrists, because remember, the podiatrist who is allowing you to shadow, it's a privilege for you, and B, they're open to questions that you're willing to ask them. That's why they allowed you to shadow them. They want you to learn more about this field. So that is one of the biggest things I would tell students who are going to shadow podiatrists or who are currently shadowing podiatrists.
Oh, man. All right. I'm just going to take a quick look at our live feed. We have actually a
Okay.
couple comments going.
Okay.
So Sarah says, I started podiatry in Canada and I was actually looking for some sort of relatable content. I really appreciate all the DPM journey content. So shout outs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. I believe Ana Anap Simons from Brazil. I'm a foot and ankle surgeon. Love your posts. Dr. Junior DPM joined and a lot of waves. So, all right. So you're getting a lot of good feedback.
Okay, great. I'm just happy to hear that. It makes my day and it makes Diksha's day, and honestly, it makes us really happy to know that what we're doing is really making a difference, and we'll continue doing what we're doing. It's one of our passions, and we really love it.
So back to the shadowing.
Hmm.
Let's say I'm a high school student and I want to shadow a podiatrist. What would be the best way I can do that if I don't know
Yeah,
anything?
that's a great question. There's a website called Step Into Podiatry where you can sign up. And you can sign up your name and see local podiatrists who you could shadow. And the site automatically connects you to local podiatrists who have signed up through the website who are willing to give their time to allow you to shadow them. So I think that's one of the first steps that you could really take. Also, I think it really shows it's really nice that if you take the initiative, especially as a high school or college student, to call podiatrists in your local area and show them that you're willing to dedicate some of your time to learn about this field and to work with them, because taking that extra initiative really does show that show podiatrists that you really care about what you want to do and you're really interested in learning more about the field. So those are two big things that I would definitely recommend for people to do if they haven't done so.
Yeah. And then let's say, okay, I found a place. I'm shadowing up a podiatrist.
Yeah.
Still kind of an undergrad, trying to decide whether or not to go to podiatry school. It's like kind of what advice can you give while they're shadowing, or what are they looking for, or what questions should they be asking to the doctor?
Yeah, so I think a lot of the questions is I think a big question I would ask is how is your work-life balance? And that's one of the things that a lot of people like to commend about podiatry is their work-life balance. Is your typical day look like 30 patients, 40 patients? Also, how's your volume overload, or how is that usually working out for you? Are you willing to balance out family time? Also, another thing is asking about your surgical volume. Are you doing surgeries? What type of surgeries are you doing? Because a lot of people like to join this field because of the surgical aspect of it. 3 years of surgical residency is a big plus for
Yeah,
entering this incredible field. Also asking about just um, what's your experience like with patients and asking them what's your personal development with these patients over time? Are you usually seeing the same patient over time? How do you treat patients? Is your treatment different from other doctors? Are you looking into the biomechanics of things? These are things that you have to take into consideration that make us unique. And I think that will be a good selling point for you to remind yourself, okay, these are some of the key differences that make podiatrists really unique versus looking at an MD/DO orthopedic surgeon,
got
let's say. So I think those types of questions will help you guide you to making a really smart decision for yourself in the long run.
got it. No, man, that's a
Mhm.
lot of great advice. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Believe it
yeah.
or not, we've been already on for about 28
Oh, wow.
minutes. Eight
Okay,
thirty.
we could be talking about this for a long time, but
And I
I
guess
hope,
we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna have one more question.
yeah, sure.
What advice do you have for an up and coming student who is about to start a podiatry school?
Yeah, so I think it really comes down to this whole idea of shadowing. I think that's the big thing because remember, it's a very specialized field. You want to know what you're getting yourself into, and I think shadowing is the number one resource for you available. You understand more about this field versus other fields that you will also be shadowing too in the future. So I think shadowing is something that you should be doing no matter what, if you're a high school student or a college student. So that's definitely the number one advice I would say. And second is there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of Instagram pages. There's a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel with Diksha. I know there's other YouTube channels who are amazing, like Nasser Nani, Gabriella Podiatry. Those are great YouTube channels as well. Um, Look into those resources as well. A lot of our day and age stuff is through social media. So look at your Instagrams, look at YouTube, and take a lot of things that are said in SDN with a grain of salt. That's what I'll leave it as. So
Awesome.
um,
No,
I hope that helped answer a lot of people's questions.
awesome. And no, it really did. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I guess we're going to
Yeah, thank you,
conclude.
Dr. Santos.
And thank you for
Yeah,
having
have
us.
a great
And
night.
yeah, check out PrePodiatry Life and check out Yona's page. Yona, we want to, I guess, your YouTube channel and any websites or anything you want to include?
Yeah, so our Instagram is obviously the DPM Journey, and that's the same thing for our YouTube channel, the DPM Journey. And you can email us questions at the dpmjourney at gmail.com. So
Awesome.
hopefully that covered everything for social media.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you so much, you guys. And we'll be looking for more mentors. We're going to have another one tonight and keep here for Mentors Week. Hopefully this helps out. All right.
Okay,
Take care,
sounds good.
Yona.
Take care,
Take care.
doctor.
Bye.
Bye-bye.